Welcome to Ball and Ballers. Got another show lined up for you today on this Friday, 19th September. And on today's show, I'm going to discuss a few things. I'm going to discuss the financial figures. I know it's boring, but yeah, it's got to be done and it's got to be explained in a bit more detail to see where we get the money from. Just a little breakdown. And I'm also going to discuss the team lineup, potential team lineup for tomorrow, and what I predict the score might be. But before we get onto that, I've got discuss the goal by Rashford yesterday. Did you guys watch the Newcastle and Barcelona game? I watched bits and bobs of it. I kept jumping on and off. And the first goal, brilliantly taken header. Second goal, oh, what a goal. That performance has been in him for a while. That's how we know he can play. But I think yesterday showed quite a bit. The first half, it was pretty much quiet. Second half, he was explosive. And that first goal was a header from a Kunde cross. And the second goal was a stunning long-range strike that flew into the underside of the crossbar. Coffee. First coffee of the day. And it's a big one. And he was a player of the match as well. So he definitely stood out, became player of the match. And a really impactful performance. Flick was happy with him after the performance. He was happy. And he seems to be scoring against Newcastle quite a bit. I think that's his 7th goal or something like that. He's had 7 goals and 3 assists against Newcastle. And that is crazy. And some facts that I dug out as well. Rashford became the first English player to score for Barcelona in the Champions League since Gary Lineker in 1989. There you go. Some more stuff there. And well done. Well done. Take a bow for that performance. I don't know if it's going to continue at that level or whether his performances are going to drop like they did for Villa and us, but time will tell. Now, United Finances. The report, Man United report fourth quarter and full year fiscal 2025 results and record revenue of 666.5 million. The Red Devils, 666. Record commercial revenue of 333.3. Record match day revenues of 160.3. Operating loss cut of 18.4 million. So that was down from last year, which is good. Means that we're headed in the right direction financially. Men's first team reached the Europa League's final. I don't know what that has to do with this, but yeah, that's part of some of the reason we got the money. 50 million guarantee investment completed on time and on budget. The operating loss was 18.4 million, which is improved from the 63.9 million in 2024. And the net loss was 33 million, which is improved drastically from the 130 million from 2024. Now, if I'm going to have to break this down, I've made a few notes on how I broke it down. So I'm going to head up to them notes now and discuss it. So the record revenue. Club announced record revenues of 666.5 million for the fiscal year, a slight increase from the previous year. This was achieved despite the men's team not competing in the UEFA Champions League. Instead, we competed in the Europa League. And if I had to break it down a bit more, the commercial breakdown was a record 333.3, which was boosted by new and renewed sponsorship deals, with Snapdragon being one of them. And retail and merchandising revenue saw a significant growth. So even though we finished 15th last season, we still managed to sell shirts and other merchandise, and we've had record profit. The match day revenue as well, because we had that price increase, didn't we? By £66, didn't we? And a record of 160.3 due to the men's first team playing more home matches and a strong demand for hospitality. That we had a little boost. Well, we had a little decrease in revenue. So the revenue fell to 172.9 million. And this was due to not being in the Champions League. Instead, we were in the Europa League, which makes a big difference. And the overall operating loss was 18.4 million, which is a significant improvement on a 69.3, as I've just mentioned. Now, the overall loss was 33 million. And this was a lot of the improvement from the previous year of 113.2 million was a lot of it was down to the cost cutting. As you know, Ratcliffe made a lot of people redundant, and a lot of it was down to that. So a lot of that, and the fact that we had implemented a new ownership structure, and now our loss has come down. And if it carries on this way, maybe we can be profit next year, but we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see about that. The employee benefits and expenses were cut, and they were decreased by 14.1 million to 313.2 million. So this was achieved with sales, and was saving on wages and getting rid of high-profile players like um, Rashford and Sancho and all them. Okay, so I'm just trying to go over my notes quickly, see if I've missed anything else out. But I think that's mainly where the bulk of our money came in, and all the savings that we made, and all that players that we bought in, and all that counts towards PSR. And obviously the limit for losses of 3-year periods is around 105 million. So we were under a lot of pressure trying to get things right, and hopefully we can head up in the right direction. I suppose some good news and some bad news, because you've also got to think about stuff like Man United borrowed 105 million from resolving credit facilities to fund summer transfer pending. So if I was going to go into reading some of this for you, it might explain a bit more. The Manchester United borrowed a further 105 million, probably to get Sesko and Lamins over the line, to help fund the transfer summer, having upgraded their revolving credit facilities to a maximum limit of 350 million. The Old Trafford club also extended their credit facilities to expire in December 2029, so they got a bit of an extension to pay it off, having previously had it until June 2027. So after signing Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo for a combined initial total of 127.5 million, United were expected to fund further additions of Ruben Amorim's first team squad through player sales. But United then pushed ahead with the signing of Benji Sesko, as well as completing the addition of goalkeeper Senny Lamins in a deal worth 22 million on deadline day. United also considered a move for midfield Carlos Baleba, although ultimately decided against proceeding this summer due to Brighton and Hove demands. So Brighton obviously demanded quite a bit for that. But that explains where a lot of our money and a lot of our stuff basically come from. So that's pretty much wrapped up on the finances. Hope you understood it. Any further questions, obviously leave a comment. I'll try and explain as much as I can, or like a lot of you guys do seem to find a way to message me. So message me directly and I'll get into that. Now, the main thing I really wanted to discuss on today's show was tomorrow's game against Chelsea. It's a 5:30 kickoff, and it's a game that we need to win. If we get a draw, we're in trouble. If we get a loss, we're in trouble. More pressure on Amorim, more pressure on United. So we actually need a win. Now, I don't know much else about Mount, how bad his injury is. We haven't heard nothing, so I take it that's a bad sign, and he's going to be out for a long time. Otherwise, Amorim or somebody would have come out with letting us know that it's not so bad, like they did with Cunha, and hopefully Cunha will return as well. Who else have we got injured? Martinez, he still continues to recover from ACL injury. He's not expected back until October sometime, so he's still got a bit of time. And I did mention that I really would like to see him as a number 6 to see how he gets on, like he played for Ajax. He played that number 6 role as well at occasions, played 22 games there. And Dallow's missing the game, but he's being assessed through to muscle injury. So that's that for the United injuries. The Chelsea injuries, Delap's out. He's out with a hamstring, expected to be back later in the year. You've got Mudryk, who's suspended due to a doping ban. These two players are doubtful, but I think they will play. Cole Palmer, groin injury against Bayern Munich. But Maresca thinks he's going to be okay to play, which I feel like he will be okay to play. And Chalobah, he's a shoulder issue, but he should be ready to play. It's not a serious injury, so he's unlikely to miss that game. And now I'm going to discuss a bit more about the team lineup. Okay, so I'm going to go with I'm going to discuss two things today. I'm going to discuss the team that I think should play, and then I'm going to discuss the team that I think Amorim will play. So for me, it's going to be this. No, take Shaw out. Actually, I don't even know how I've still got him in there. And then I'm going to switch Euro to that side. Do I put Mazraoui there? Yes, I'm going to stick Mazraoui there. So this is the team that I would prefer playing. So I've got... No, I haven't. I'm going to take Brian Deere out as well. My bad. So I'm going to have Lamens in goal. That's what I think will be... That's what I want in goal. I want De Ligt, Martinez, and Euro in defense. I've gone with central midfielders of Mainu and Casemiro. I didn't want Ugarte there. I'd rather have Casemiro play the game rather than Ugarte and keep losing the ball and making mistakes and, same issues that we have with him all the time. I won't call him you garbage if he weren't garbage. But that is what I've got there in central midfield. I've got Dorgu on the left, Diallo on the right. I like Dorgu. I think he plays well to create space, get down that left. But the issue I've got with Dorgu is them crosses. He's not really good at crossing or hasn't figured out how to cross yet. Ahmad and Mbumo seem to be getting in each other's way a lot. I've noticed that as well. But I've got Mbumo in the squad with Fernandes as the number 10s and Sesko up front. That's what I want. Although I would like it like this. I would like Fernandes just to play off Mbumo and Sesko, but we know Amorim's not going to do that. Now, who do I think Amorim will pick? Because he has a thing about Mainu not starting, so I'm going to stick Ugarte in midfield. And then that. So this is the team that I think he might go with. So get rid of Martinez. That should have been Mazraoui. And put Maguire there and De Ligt on this side. Now, this is the team I think Amorim will probably go with. Maguire, Euro, De Ligt, Ugarte, Casemiro, Ahmad, Dorgu in midfield, and Mbumo, Fernandes, and Sesko up front. Now, that's a team I think that Amorim will actually probably go with. So I got a feeling he's going to start Ugarte, even though he's not been performing at all. He's going to start Ugarte. The only one I'm worried about is Ahmad because he doesn't seem to be playing well this season. Not as well as I'd hoped. But that is who I think will probably be in Amorim's team. I'll be surprised if he puts Buendia in goal, but if he does, it's a major issue then because you've signed a goalkeeper to effectively be number one and he's not number one. But if he drops Sesko at this game as well, another thing I'm going to be worried about. And the other thing that concerns me is if Mount and Cunha both come back, where does that leave Sesko? Will he be starting as well? But that's basically the team that I've gone with. Now, if I'm gonna go with score predictions, I really don't think we'll win. I really don't. as much as I'd want us to, and as much as I want to say we're going to win 2-1, 3-1, I think Chelsea, with the issues that we've got in midfield, they're going to follow the same tactics as Grimsby, as Fulham, as Man City, and hurt us through that middle. So with Caicedo there and a few other players, that could cause us a lot of trouble. Cole Palmer coming down from the 10 position, running at players. I'm going to go with 3-1 Chelsea. I hate saying that. I want us to win. If you don't win, we're definitely in trouble. But I don't feel confident. After Man City game, I don't feel confident. After the Grimsby game, I lost a bit of confidence. Got it somehow back with Burnley game, although it weren't much confidence there. Did think we'll beat Man City due to their issues that they've had. But I do think Chelsea will beat us. Never mind, eh? Anyway, guys, that's enough of the video for today. I've got to go take the missus to the hospital now for another bout of chemo. But please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on my next video. And ciao for now.